How's it? Today's June 5th. It is a day after I competed. Competed yesterday in Richmond, and I'm lifting again. Apparently, that's taboo. I don't know. My coach told me that I should probably take a few days off, but I told him I don't want to. And, I've made worse decisions, but that was a pretty bad decision. I had a shit ton of stuff to do today. So I don't even do like the real lift today. Like there was no actual snatch. I did snatch push presses plus overhead squats. Do three 3+1s, three 2+1s, six 1+1s. That's 12 sets already. Then I did nine snatch high pulls. So that is 21. And then I did six deadlifts with a slow eccentric. Those are doubles. But yeah, today he told me to just go for a push press plus overhead squat, give myself a chance to go to a heavy single, heavy 1+1. And I way overshot what I was going to do today. I had no idea what to do. If I'm doing the first three sets increasing, I went 40, 60, 80 for triples. Then I went 90, 100, 110 for the 2+1s. And then from there, I was like, uh-oh. If I go 5 kilos up from here, from 110, so 115 to start, 5 kilos up for the next set, 6 sets, is going to give me at 140. Wait, 15, 25, 35, 40. Yeah, 140. And I don't know if you can tell, but when I'm watching this here, there's no way in hell I'm doing 140. Zero chance. So, I did go up to 5 kilos here for the first 1+1. And then I took 2 kilo jumps rather than 5. So, this weight probably should have been close to my top set, the 115 for the 1+1. Say if I went 40, 50, 60 for triples, 70, 80, 90 for doubles, and then 95, 100, 105, 110, 115, or 120-ish. But I didn't do that. So with 2 kilos increased each set on these 1+1s, I get to 125. And I do it. I didn't miss any of my snatch push presses or any of the overhead squats, but they got really damn hard. This is not the first time I've done 125, but it's the first time in 2 years, 3 years. In 3 years, because no, in 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. I don't know. No, yeah, 3 years. Sorry. The last time I did it was when I was on Maui at home for COVID in 2020, and that was a long time ago. Here's my top set here. Watch this. Yeah, that was pretty solid. The one that I did 3 years ago was more of a power jerk and then an overhead squat, but this was definitely a push press, definitely overhead squat. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. That is pretty good by any stretch of the imagination. I did just lift last night, right? It's important to know because I don't usually lift on Sundays. And I was just like, yeah, I want to continue lifting. And then I didn't realize that I don't actually lift on Sundays. So Mondays, I usually feel a lot more energized and a lot more ready to lift. But I looked at this lifting today as if I was lifting on a Saturday. Because on Fridays, I typically push to roughly 100%. And it's, Friday lifts are arguably harder than competition lifts because I end up doing some front squats afterwards and then do some accessories afterwards as well. But today was not as easy as a Saturday lift is, especially with what has been asked of me. I did 27 total sets, right? Is that right? Yeah, 27 total sets before front squats, which I totally forgot about until the end. That's something we'll talk about towards the end. But these snatch high pulls, Steve wanted me to just take all my warm-ups that I basically did up until 95. So increased exactly how I would have done for the warm-ups yesterday. So I did 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 5, 90, and then 95. That's my fifth set there. Or ninth set, sorry. Try my best to pull the bar as high as I can after I extend my knees. This one I did not do very well. Watch this. Hips are definitely back. Second rep is a little bit better. But I'm trying to do two things at once. I'm trying to do something differently that I didn't do yesterday because it's fresh in my mind. It's like pulling off of the ground. My weight would shift backwards, right? So I'm trying my best to keep my chest over the bar as long as I can. Like right there. That looks better than yesterday. Not as good. My third rep though. Yeah, and then it is getting a little bit heavier. Like intensity wise, like kind of feeling it on my arms, feeling it on my body. One thing that is worth noting is that as far as programming goes, these next 2 weeks are going to be kind of weird, and then after that I'm going to have a change in my schedule, so I'll be able to lift a little bit more often and hopefully be recovered a little bit better. Kind of the goals for this coming training block, I don't know when my projected final or projected meet is going to be. Maybe in September. I'm not thinking about doing the July meet, but if I feel good 2 weeks out, maybe I might sign up. I don't know. No promises. But I'm still going for that 240 total. And I asked Steve, like, what should I be working on to get to a 245 total? Because that's the best I've ever done. I did 105 and 140 in 2021 December. And I do feel like I'm strong enough and capable of doing them. I just can't put them together, which is really a shame. So I asked him what I would be doing, and he was saying that I'll focus more on doing snatch deadlifts, keeping a heavier bar in my hand so that I can feel the weight rather than just being able to snatch it. Like I've done it off of the blocks. Off of the blocks is a little bit easier, so I don't feel the ground weight, and that's the position where I'm lacking the most in my opinion. So we're going to be doing some position holds at some point, some of these snatch deadlifts with slow negatives, more snatch pulls in general. I think that will help me a ton. He was saying that while I am capable of snatching 100 to 105, if I deadlift weights and get weights in my hand that are on like level of 120, 125, 130-ish, then moving 105 shouldn't be too much of an issue, because given how strong my overhead is, right, from the beginning of this workout, and my ability to snatch off of the blocks, I did 110. That's my best ever. But being able to do those two things, if I just have a heavier weight and am more accustomed to pulling off of the ground with heavier weights, then things will come together, and I am 100% certain that will happen. For these snatch deadlifts with the slow negative, Steve wanted me to get to between 110 and 115 kilos for sets of 2. I didn't do 110 or 115. I did 113. That's still in the range for sure. But he wanted me to, at the end of those high pulls, increase by 5 for 6 sets. So it was at 95. So if I increased by 5 from there, it would have been 100, 105, 110, 115, 120, 125. But that's way out of the range. So I was like, okay, I'm going to keep it in the zone and just get those doubles done. Realistically, I could have done those same increase by 5 kilos and just did 115 for 3 sets. That still would have been following his thing, and it would have given me a little bit higher intensity. But I think I'm satisfied with what I did today. These are not easy. I'm trying my best to keep my chest on top of the bar the whole time. You'll see that some of the, I guess this is my last set here, but you'll see when I do the slow eccentric here, it's just not, I get a little bit behind here, and then my kind of shoulders and I guess the energy, it's really weird philosophy talk, but the energy that I'm putting out is kind of hunching me over, even though it doesn't look like I'm necessarily hunching over. After that, I was supposed to do front squats, so up to a heavy single with down sets between 20 and 25% down for 5 triples. I thought I was going to do 140. 140 was the number I had in my head at the beginning of the session before I even started. But I ended up failing 140 twice. And because of that, I was like, yeah, I'm not even going to do my down sets. Because I did 120 as my last top set. And I was like, I thought 140 was just something that I was going to always make. That's why I took the jump. But I failed it twice, which is humbling to say the least. But it also makes me feel terrible, considering at some point yesterday, I thought I was going to be able to clean and jerk 140. It's a silly, silly, silly thought for me to have. But watch this. Yeah. That one, I don't know, I gave up. But this second one that I tried, I loaded it more properly. I started feeling lightheaded. So this one, I actually had to push and give up. So I didn't do my down sets. Down sets, if I did this 140, would have been 105 for 5 triples, which would have been a lot. But after that, I did my pull-ups. I only did one set and then one set of hanging leg raises because it's kind of running out of time. But yeah, I'm super excited to get better and get stronger. I'm very, very motivated to make it to the American Open Finals. So stick around for that. Like, comment, subscribe, everybody. Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Shoots.